a deep dive of Victoria Beckham Beauty today. I've wanted to film this for a really long time. This is one of my favorite brands. I adore it, but there are some hits and misses in the brand. So I'm going to go through and do my makeup with you guys, talk about the products, show you some details of the products, and really talk to you guys about which products I think are worth it from the brand and which ones I think that you can personally skip and why. So hopefully this sounds interesting to you. If it does, let's go ahead and do the YouTubey things. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Victoria Beckham Beauty first off. So on the About page on her website, which I should state that Victoria Beckham Beauty can be purchased at Net-a-Porter. I believe there's some products on Cult Beauty. I believe Violet Grey in the United States and Bergdorf Goodman in the United States. I don't know if they have all of the products though. It seems to be a little bit hit and miss, and the releases are usually delayed, but I think Violet Grey and Bergdorf Goodman are quite up to date with the releases, but not the international retailers. So she is predominantly an online retailer, which I think is one of her ethos. But it's kind of annoying for those of us who maybe want to just go into a store and pick it up, or want something a little bit more easily, like want it a little bit more readily available. Like I personally would love to see it join Mecca Beauty in Australia because I feel like it's a really good fit. But it is predominantly online and she does ship worldwide. Her shipping isn't too bad. If you spend over a certain amount, you get free shipping. And then I believe if you spend under that amount, it's about 20 Australian dollars just for reference. And it is express shipping. It usually comes pretty quick. On the About page on the website, it does give you a brief or a description of the background of the brand and the why behind the brand. As a side note, it is very noisy outside today, so I'm so sorry if you can hear that. Now, Victoria Beckham Beauty is founded on the idea that beauty should complement and empower the dynamic life you lead. When Victoria envisioned what she wanted Victoria Beckham Beauty to be, she asked herself, what would the most amazing luxury beauty brand look like in 10 years? She concluded that the future of beauty would be super clean, perform at the highest luxury level, welcome everyone who loves beauty, help people fuel their lives inside and out, be sustainable, transparent, digital first, cruelty free, and created by a woman, naturally, in like brackets. I mean, there's some pretty big claims, and we'll touch on that in a second. So Victoria created products that from her perspective she felt were missing within her own makeup brand, her own makeup bag, sorry. Victoria had a couple of capsule collections with Estee Lauder before she released her brand in 2019, and it really does constantly go on in the About page description about how this is clean beauty and that it's female founded. Sorry, I really love the whole female empowered, female like run company. I think that is incredible. I really do love that. I like the ethos around the brand in terms of sustainability and cruelty free and the luxury side of it. That's definitely something that interests me. If you've been around here, you know I love luxury makeup. Clean beauty, I think, is very contentious, and you know, there's a lot of talking points around whether or not something actually is clean or if it's just a marketing ploy. I'm not an expert in that field, so I'm just going to let you decide that on your own. However, I do love her ingredients that she puts in her products. I will say that she's one of the few kind of clean brands, let's say, that I can actually use, because she doesn't use, like from what I can tell so far in any of her products really, coconut, which a lot of clean beauty brands like RMS Beauty, for example, they fill their products with coconut. Now, that's just a personal note because I am a little bit sensitive to coconut, as you may know. Some other things to note about Victoria Beckham's brand is that it is definitely luxury. The luxury feel is really within the whole brand, within the packaging. Her products really do feel quite luxe. They're very cohesive. I feel like you look at the brand or look at a product and you very much know that that's part of the Victoria Beckham Beauty brand, and I love that so much. Her packaging, the tortoiseshell is something that just speaks to me, and her products feel hefty and lovely as well. So definitely I see the luxury side from not just the formulation of the products and the ingredients she puts in it, but also from the packaging side of it. The caveat of that, of course, is that this is not a cheap brand in any way, shape or form, and she's not pretending to be. She really has stated from the outset that she is a luxury beauty brand, which means that there are going to be luxury beauty brand costs attached to that. Now, everyone's value of a dollar is different. only you can decide if you are comfortable spending that amount of money on makeup. That's not for me to tell you to do or not do. That's for you to decide. I'm just here to tell you whether or not I like the products. And just keep in mind, this is all my opinion. Everyone has different opinions. Their skin reacts differently to ingredients, to products, all of that stuff. So, you know, watch other reviews, and also just keep in mind, this is my personal opinion. And if we have differing opinions, that is completely okay. But, you know, we don't need to fight about it. The first product that we're going to talk about, and I think this was one of the first products that she might have released off the top of my head. This is the Victoria Beckham by Augustinus Beta. So Augustinus Beta, you guys may have heard, kind of a lot of influencers starting to talk about it, but a lot of celebrities as well, and celebrity makeup artists. It's a very, very expensive skincare brand. So this is the Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturiser in Golden. There is two. You can get the Golden Moisturiser and then also the original one, and then there's also a serum. So that's in her like skincare part of skincare section of her website is what I'm trying to spit out. I decided to go with the golden one because it was something a little bit different within my collection. Now this product comes in 3 sizes, 15ml, 30ml and 50ml. I picked up the 15ml, which was 96 Australian dollars. This product is described as a golden lightweight daily moisturizer, which brings out the inner glow in skin with a subtle sun-kissed radiance. It says it's backed by 30 years of research. The Golden Priming Moisturiser is developed with Cell Rejuvenating TFC8 technology and supercharged clean actives for long-term skin perfecting results that allow you to go foundation free. So revolutionary science, clean beauty, and it says it's safe for sensitive skin, hypoallergenic, fragrance free, alcohol free, and gluten free. And it reckons it hydrates, smooths, and softens skin with a pore blurring golden finish. So we're gonna go ahead now and apply the primer. I like to apply mine with a brush just because I have really red sensitive skin. So if I touch my skin with my hands, it gets really, really red. So I'm just going to start by applying this, and I don't know if you can tell instantly, it really does have a very, very gold kind of shade to it, and I'm not sure if you could tell in the swatches as well. So I do think if you're a fairer person than me, or like a paler person than me, you probably want to just go with the normal one, because you might find that this actually makes your skin quite a shade darker. Up to you, of course, but that would be my recommendation. Now, in terms of this product itself, you can see that it's very, very glowy. Do I find it to be blurring? No, I don't personally find it to be blurring at all. Do I find it to be moisturizing? Also no. This is one of the Victoria Beckham products that, and look, I know others rave about this product. I know Michelle Wong really loves this product, but for me and my skin type, I don't find this to be very nourishing and hydrating. I actually find it to be quite, like, actually feels almost drying on the skin. Like, now my skin personally, it doesn't feel hydrated. If anything, it maybe feels slightly greasy, but still in a dry way, like almost like a matte to touch and to feel. And my skin feels like a little bit tighter even having it on. So this isn't one of the products that I personally recommend from Victoria Beckham Beauty based on my preference and how I like it. I do like, if I'm going to put a moisturizing primer on, I do want something a little bit more hydrating and like almost have that juiced up feeling, whereas I feel like this just really gives me a sheen, like an oily sheen almost, and that's kind of it. It's not the worst primer I've tried in the world, but for me, for 15 mils for 96 Australian dollars, it's not something that I personally am going to repurchase because I'm not wowed enough by it. I am going to apply my foundation now, and I'm just going to do a speed through of that for you guys because I want to be able to show you how the foundation applies over it. So I'm going to use my House Labs foundation. This is in the shade 110 Light Neutral, and this is a foundation that I have been loving lately. So here's my foundation all put on. I don't have concealer or anything on yet. And you can see my foundation is quite glowy and dewy. This foundation is glowy and dewy anyway and has skincare infused, but it's definitely extra glowy. Like I look very oily, whereas normally I don't find that with this foundation. But I think you can kind of tell I really still have this area quite accentuated, whereas when I use my other primers, this definitely looks a lot smoother and better in my opinion. So the primer's not terrible by any means, and I will absolutely use it, but I'm definitely not going to rebuy it. I'm just going to go do my concealer and set my face with powder, and then we will come back and start going through the rest of the products. The next product that we are actually going to put on is the Bitten Lip Tint. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak today. I apologize. So this is the Bitten Lip Tint in the shade Poupette, I believe is the way that you pronounce it. So matte and moisturizing Bitten Lip Tint delivers a buildable, transfer-proof flush of color that lasts all day. A weightless gelée with a barely there feel, universally flattering shades for effortless, just-kissed flush, infused with hyaluronic acid and squalane to hydrate and nourish lips. Isn't supposed to feel dry, sticky, or tight. These are 54 Australian dollars. So as mentioned, I have the shade Poupette, I think is how you pronounce it. So let me go ahead and apply this for you guys. I don't have anything on my lips, by the way. So this is Poupette on the lips. Now, when this initially goes on, it does look lovely, and here's where I went wrong. I got a shade that is way too close to basically being my lip color. So honestly, you can't tell. Once this dries down, you literally will not be able to tell that I have anything on my lips because this is way too close to my lip color. This is another one that I won't be repurchasing or picking up any new shades or anything like that because this says that it's not supposed to feel dry. I personally find this dries my lips out. I really do. So coupled with the fact that this shade is literally doing nothing, literally nothing, because it honestly, once it dries down completely, you can't tell I have anything on at all. Coupled with the fact that it is way too drying on my lips and makes me just want to put all of the lip balm on after like an hour. This is one of those products that I'm like, I don't overly recommend this. For me, this is like one of the easiest skips from her brand by far. While we're here, we're also going to talk about the Posh Gloss. I have the shade Ice, which is just a clear one, which also looks kind of manky at the moment because I have used it over the top of lipsticks. Now she has quite a few shades of this gloss. So originally when I purchased this, there was only the clear, and now there is an additional 2, 4, 6, 8 shades on top of this, and they look lovely, and I actually do kind of want all of them, not gonna lie. The gloss was 45 Australian dollars, and the description is mirror-like shine, no stickiness. Posh Gloss is the ultimate summer uniform. High shine, full healthy lips, the ultimate in long wear lip care with a mirror-like finish. So basically it's just saying that it is a non-sticky lip gloss formula. And yeah, I would agree with that. So let me go ahead and apply it. Now that is the gloss applied, which as you can tell, it really does have that high shine effect. It looks really, really lovely on the lips. It really, really does. It feels lovely on the lips. It's definitely hydrating and nourishing on the lips. I don't feel my lips get dried out from this product at all. And I really do quite like it. It's a little bit of, it's definitely not a sticky formula. At least in my opinion, it's not a sticky formula. But it does have a bit of a thicker feel to it. Almost like the Laneige lip balms or like the lip sleeping mask. That's kind of almost how this feels, but a bit more gloss-like, but it doesn't have any stick to it. I actually quite like this, and as mentioned, I really want to pick up more shades for sure. Now let's go ahead and talk about the matte bronzing brick. Now this comes in 5 shades, and I have the shade 2, which is light. Now there is a lighter shade than this, which I think would be way too light for me, and then it goes up to a deep dark. It's not the most appalling shade range I've seen, but it's also definitely not the best and definitely needs some work. Now the bronzer is 96 Australian dollars. Well, actually I purchased this bronzer before the Gucci bronzer, so this was by far the most expensive bronzer I have ever bought in my life until the Gucci bronzer. But I will say, when she calls it a bronzing brick, It is a brick. It is hefty. Like, you wouldn't take this traveling with you because it has some heft to it. I would call it a brick. And it really does seem like there is a lot of product. The description of this particular product is a bronzing powder duo in a smooth, matte, shimmer-free, soft focus finish infused with natural oils and butters. Talc-free formula provides streak-free application and lasting wear. It is also a refillable product, which I personally think is really good because this is a luxe compact. A lot of people have had issues with their compact not shutting properly, like they'll shut it and then it will kind of pop open again. I don't seem to have that issue with my compact, but I do know people have had that, which for a $96 product, I would be unhappy about as well. I'm just gonna take my Refa number 22 and I just like to mix the two shades together. Now you do want to be a little bit careful because she is a pigmented formula. She's definitely seems like she'd be very, very buildable, and she is, but she's also not at the same time. You do want to just kind of start really slow and build. And the first time I used this, I wasn't super in love with it because I did go a little bit heavy-handed and was kind of like, oh gosh, this might be a bit much for me. But the more I've used this bronzer, the more I like it. It very, very much is a very soft focus, soft, like filtered effect like bronzer on the skin. And I really enjoy it. I also kind of like having these two shades because this one's quite lighter, and sometimes I just am in the mood for a little bit of a lighter bronzer. If I want to sculpt up using that darker one, I can too. So I actually like having the two shades in the pans as well. And like, I feel like you can tell immediately. I just like have come to life and I just feel very filtered and smooth from that bronzer. This is a product from Victoria that I will personally repurchase if I ever successfully use it up. Now we're going to talk about the Reflect highlighter stick. So this is one of the newer products that Victoria has brought into her line, and this is a highlighting stick. So this is retailing for 68 Australian dollars, and it says a state-of-the-art ultra high dimension cream highlighter for an impeccably fresh glass-like glow. It's luminous and sheer on all skin tones. Cutting edge air core pearlescent pigments leverage hollow cores that catch and reflect light from all directions like an infinity mirror. So it basically creates a universal glitter-free glow that lights up all skin tones. Okay, this is another product from Miss Victoria that I don't like, but I'm going to caveat with, if you love the Westman Atelier lipsticks, you will love this. Okay, so if you love those Westman Atelier lipsticks, you're going to just absolutely adore this. You really will. Now, how I like to apply this is I just like to apply it on the back of my sponge, like directly, and then I just lightly tap it over the high points of my face, and you can just see it instantly adds, definitely it really would just add a transparent glow to any skin tone. Like, see that? It does look lovely. The thing I don't like about this is it's sticky feeling, and I don't like that in a highlighter. And if, I mean, actually, I was gonna say putting it over powder, if you're not careful, it will lift the powder, but honestly I've come to find that even just putting it over foundation without it being set, like it's one of those, it's such a sticky product that if you're not careful about how you apply it, it really will kind of mess with your foundation. It almost feels like Vaseline-y, and it just kind of like mixes together with it and almost like starts breaking it up. So I don't love this. There are definitely going to be people that love this, because I also find that about the Westman Atelier lipsticks. I do not like them at all. I can't come around to them. It's just not a product for me. Whereas I know so many people love those products. So like I said, if you love those, that's the best thing I can kind of liken it to, then you will love this. But for me, it's a miss. We're going to move on now to my favorite product. Or yeah, is this my favorite? Yes, this is my favorite product from Victoria Beckham, and this is the Cheeky Posh Cream Blush. I love these, clearly because I have 3. Like seriously, seriously love them. So these retail for 68 Australian dollars and there is 7 shades, and I find the shades are really quite unique. So they're kind of like along the vein of your traditional blush colors with a unique twist on them, and I love them. I eventually wouldn't be surprised if I collect all of them, shan't lie. So the description of this is a weightless cream blush like no other. Buildable color, velvety texture, skin softening finish all day wear. Infused with clean botanical actives for smoother, brighter, healthier cheeks. Seamlessly melts into the skin with a satin soft focus finish for a flush that won't melt off, and it doesn't have any glitter or wetness. And I really, really agree with all of those sentiments personally. My favorite shade by far is Playground. But you guys have seen me use Playground so often on my channel because it is the most perfect neutral blush that just really goes with like every single look. I even wore this on my wedding day. So let's use a different color today. I don't know what I'm going to do with my eyes, but it won't matter. So let's use Knickers, which is more of the peachy one. You guys would have already seen swatches, so. Okay, I love these. I love these. They go really well over powder. You guys know I've already set my face. How I like to apply them is I like to kind of put the product on the back of my hand like this. And then I just grab a brush. This is just a Refa 37. And I kind of like work the brush into the product so that it's like evenly applied. And then I just tap it where I would like the blush to be. And it just is stunning. Now the thing that I like about these is that they are buildable, so you don't kind of need to be afraid of this formula even though it's a cream. I mean, you need to be careful about how you apply it over powder, but it's just such a buildable formula. You're not going to look like a clown. You're not going to accidentally put too much on. But see how it's just so soft and blurry, and it's so long wearing. You can wear this on its own and it's absolutely going to last all day and just wear beautifully. Like I said, the shade range, there's something for everyone. It's a beautiful shade range and I just can't get enough of these blushes. I really can't. So now we are up to eyes, and I have one of these little eyeshadows, and this is in the shade Tweed, which I'll show you in a second. But the first thing that surprised me about this is how small it is. I expected it, because I picked up the bronzer first, and I expected it to be the size of the bronzer, and look how itty bitty it is compared to the bronzer. It's so tiny, and it's still heavy and luxe feeling, but it's like itty bitty, like it's so small. So this one is the shade Tweed, which is an all matte one. I wanted that. I thought that I would get enough, like a lot of use out of that. So these are expensive little eyeshadow palettes, especially considering how small they are. This was 90 Australian dollars, and there are 5 different color stories. So it's inspired by Victoria's signature smoky eye and iconic style. Each of these richly pigmented palettes offers a curated selection of shades in either a soft matte or soft satin finish. I think the most interesting thing about these eyeshadow palettes is actually the kind of ingredient technology behind them. So it explains it as it's got sodium hyaluronate in it, and it's a water binding ingredient comprised of small molecules that easily penetrate deep into the skin to attract and maintain water. It is also known to help decrease the appearance of lines and wrinkles, resulting in smooth skin. So essentially, she has created this for, I guess, more mature lids or wrinkly lids. If you are someone that has wrinkly lids, I guess, but probably more mature lids, where the formula is supposed to be quite smoothing on those lids, so that you know, I know, like, for example, some of you in the comments have talked about how you don't use like Pat McGrath Labs metallics or special shades because of your mature lips. It just accentuates it in a bad way for you guys. So this kind of eyeshadow palette is designed to combat that, if you will. I'm going to prime it with my Rare Beauty eye primer like normal. I'm going to start with my Refa 27, and I'm just going to dip into the lightest shade here. And I just find, I mean, there's a little bit of kick up in the pan with these palettes, something to be mindful of. I find these shades to be really pigmented. So you definitely want to start slow and build, because you might rue the day if you don't. But I do find that these blend quite lovely onto the skin. Now, I don't find I get a whole lot of use out of this palette, but if you've been around this channel before, you see how many eyeshadow palettes I have, right? And you guys know I am like a magpie and I'm like attracted to shiny things. So this just being a little all matte palette like this, it's not something that's going to attract my attention on the everyday. But I don't think that these little eyeshadow palettes are designed for someone like me who is going to want those Pat McGrath Lab special shades. I think that these are designed for people that just want a small amount of choice, a little eyeshadow palette that doesn't maybe take up a lot of room, and you know, those mature lids that really do want that smoothing effect. In terms of like, do I recommend these? I do if it's what you're looking for, if it's a color story you're looking for or a concept that you're looking for. Like, you can just see how easily and softly and beautifully that this shadow has blended out and built up on the eye. It really doesn't take a lot of time at all. Like, it's super lovely. Just gonna pick up an R105 brush and I'm just going to dip into the dark brown right here. And I'm just gonna lightly build this up. Now we need to go ahead and talk about some of my other top favorite products, which is the Victoria Beckham Lid Lustres. I love these bad boys. And yes, I want every shade because they're amazing. So the lid lustres, there are 10 shades in this particular product. They retail for 52 Australian dollars, so pretty standard for like a cream shadow. It's your smoky eye in a single swipe, fine pressed eyeshadow for otherworldly shine at your fingertips. So it's basically buildable, multi-dimensional brilliance, ultra fine pearlescent pigments make up 60% of the high-tech formula. Each shade is infused with real crystals and multi-dimensional pearl. Skin-loving squalane and guava leaf extract support healthy looking skin. Them being infused with crystals kind of just gets me. You sold me right then and there. And I kind of get it. I mean, these are so sparkly. They're so sparkly and so pretty, and just unlike any other cream shadow I have used, they are really worth the hype. So I have the shade Mink and Starlight, which you've seen, and I have already used Mink in a video. I'm going to link any other videos that I have talking about Victoria Beckham Beauty, by the way, in the description box down below. All of the products will be in the description box. You know the deal. Timestamps, all that jazz. We're going to go ahead and use Starlight today because I haven't actually used Starlight yet on my channel, which is a crime. It's a crime. So we're just going to go ahead and tap this on. I did pick this up thinking it was going to be a lot more olivey without realizing it's such a gold, but it's not. It's still a gold that I'll wear because it's more of like that metal-y type gold instead of, you know, a kind of warm tone gold. But I definitely picked this up thinking it was a lot more olive than it is. I also picked it up thinking I already had purchased the shade Honey and hadn't. So next time I'm going to pick up the shade Honey because that looks like a shade that I can wear like every day. So the cool thing about these is you can tap them on with a brush to create them like really kind of like a fine dusting of shimmer, if you will, or you can really build them up with your fingers, and they are just amazing. And I don't find they crease on my hooded eyes at all. You can definitely put these on as a one and done without any other shades, and they look stunning. I don't find I get any sparklies on my face throughout the day or anything like that. I think you can tell from that right there. I just find these are such a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant formula. Like, well and truly, I know they're highly rated and absolutely rightly so. They are such a great formula, such an easy to use product. You can literally not know how to do anything with makeup and use this product, and it is definitely one of, if not my favorite cream eyeshadow formula. Let's talk about eyeliner now. I have two. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Satin Kajal liner, which I know has like a cult following. Like, people love these eyeliners, and rightly so. So this retails for 46 Australian dollars. There is 9 shades, if I can count correctly, and you do get usually a sharpener included in the package of these. Otherwise you can choose to save $2 and not have the sharpener. So the kind of general description is a highly pigmented, ultra creamy pencil with waterproof wear that lasts all day, glides on with ease and blends seamlessly, smudge free, waterproof, long staying power. infused with vitamin E, hydrating pro vitamin B5, and calming chamomile. There's a couple of things to this liner. There's things that I love, and then there's a thing that I don't super love, and I think depending on how you're going to use the liner is dependent on whether or not you're going to pick it up. So I'm going to show you smudged out on the upper lash line first, and this is so easy because it is so creamy and emollient, but then once it sets, like it is brilliant. So I'm just going to kind of smudge this here. I like to work in sections, but that's just a me thing. Let's just pretend that my wings look the same, okay? That'd be great, thanks. All right, I'm gonna pop this on my top waterline as well. And here's the part that I don't super love about this eyeliner. So if you're picking these up for a top waterline liner and you don't want something that's going to transfer to your lower waterline, don't pick these up, because it hasn't done it yet, but it will transfer to your lower waterline. It will. It's because it's like so emollient or something. I'm not really quite sure, but you can already tell it started like transferring here. So if you don't like that, or you find you have a real problem with that, then you won't like these. But if you want something that's like easy to smudge across that top lash line, or even like a lower waterline eyeliner, these are brilliant because they really are so good. Like my sensitive eyes do not react to this liner whatsoever. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it. Like absolutely do want more shades, and I'll put up with the lower waterline transfer just because of how good they feel on my eyes, because I do really get irritated by eyeliner, and this is like I'm wearing nothing. And I love the pigment. I love how easy it is to smudge across the lash line. Like all of that for me makes the lower waterline transfer like worth it, but it might not for you, so just keep that in mind. The other eyeliner I picked up is the Instant Brightening Waterline Pencils. This is 48 Australian dollars, and this is a pencil. So the other one is like, it's a pencil, but it's like a gel pencil, whereas this is like a true pencil. And this one is designed to like brighten up your lower waterline. So essentially a universal tool to brighten and wake up the eyes instantly. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this in my lower waterline. So that is the eyeliner there in the lower waterline. I feel like you guys should be able to see it, and it just kind of adds that like nude brightening effect. I quite like it. Again, it feels really soft and gentle on the eyes. It doesn't irritate my eyes at all. It really does help when I'm wearing more of like a darker eye look and I want to kind of create some brightness. I really do find that this is brilliant. And actually the way that I like this formula, I almost want her to make this in like, you know, those Jones Road like concealer sticks. I kind of want her to make one of those in this formula because I think it would do really well. Now let's talk about mascara. So this is the Future Lash Mascara. It retails for 46 Australian dollars. This mascara, the description is longer lifted lashes instantly, stronger silkier lashes over time, rinses away effortlessly with just warm water, no cotton pads, no remover, no problem. And it's supposed to make your lashes look lifted. So long wear, smudge proof, flake proof, humidity proof, sweat proof, all of that jazz. And that's the thing that I love the absolute most about this mascara. It's like the Rare Beauty mascara as well. To take off at the end of the day, it is so easy and fuss-free and seamless. I know a lot of people would just have like, they'd be like, well, just use your cleansing balm and your cleansing oil. And yes, you are correct. I do use that. But even cleansing oil, even the gentlest of cleansing oils can irritate my eyes, especially if I have to really work it in to get the mascara off. So I love using a mascara like this one that really just easily, as soon as that warm water hits it, just washes off and doesn't smudge or leave any like slight blackness behind or anything like that. And I don't have to like work the oil or any makeup remover into my eyes too harsh. It just really works for me. The other thing that I really like about this, I like the formula of this. I like the application of this. I like that the brush is a little bit smaller and thinner and I can really get in and lift my lashes. I know a lot of you guys found that your mascaras went really goopy and gross really quickly. I haven't had that experience, so I don't know if she's reformulated or something like that, but I have had nothing but like a perfect experience with this mascara, and I really, really like it personally. Also need to, you know, put a little asterisk in here and say that I kind of have easy lashes. They're kind of like already up and lifted. I don't really have to work that hard. I don't even curl my lashes. They just curl up. So I would recommend, if you have like straight down lashes or difficult lashes, maybe going to check in a review with someone that has similar lashes to you, because my lashes really just do the work themselves and I don't really have to worry about it, sorry. So I'm going to apply my mascara now. So that's one eye with the mascara on. I just like how it, I don't know, it seems to thicken and like lengthen, and it just does all of the things that I personally like. So yeah, I'm really into this mascara. Eyes are all complete. We just have lips left. So let's go ahead and move on to lipstick. First up, let's talk about the lip definer. Now I have the shade number 1 in the lip definer. There are 7 shades in total, and they have a pretty good shade range for them. They're 46 Australian dollars, and it basically is lip definer, maybe one of Victoria's favorite products ever, a precise waterproof pencil to line and define the natural shape of your lips. Smooth texture allows for tug-free, impeccable precision for contoured lips without skipping or feathering. Let me actually line my lips and then I'll tell you my thoughts. So that is the lip definer there on my lips, and I do really like this product. I think the pencil being that you can really get that sharp, precise point, you really can line like perfectly for the lips. I love this shade. It's a very like almost a slightly peachier version of Iconic Nude. Yeah, I would say like a peachy version of Iconic Nude. So it really goes with like pretty much any kind of a lipstick, really. You can make this work. It's a lovely formula. I find if my lips aren't hydrated, like I've got like a little bit of leftover gloss on my lips right now, it can be a bit tuggy. I know she's got tug free. I find it to be a little bit drying, just ever so slightly. I like it. Is it my favorite lip liner formula? No. I personally do like the Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath Labs lip liners better, but I don't hate it. It's not my absolute favorite, but it would be like my top 5 in my collection, you know. Moving on to a product that's definitely in my top 3 fave products from Victoria Beckham Beauty. It is the Posh lipsticks. Oh my lord, the level of love I have for these. And like, if I was rich, would I have every shade? You bet your bottom dollar I would, because I just love these so much. I really do. So these retail for 56 Australian dollars, and she has a heap of shades. She has 14 shades, at least from what I can count, which I don't have great math skills, so, you know, take that loosely. So Posh Lipstick is an ultra creamy lipstick with rich color, buttery shine, and light as air wear. The clean, nourishing formula is powered by superfood ingredients that provides intense moisturization for supremely healthier, happier, fuller looking lips. Pout reminds me of the Hermes Rosensands, and Girl is just like the ultimate perfect nude. So I'm gonna wear this one today because it goes with the look. That is Girl on the lips, and it's just really like a My Lips but better nude color. Like, it feels like, it looks like I'm wearing a lipstick. I feel very chic and put together, but at the same time it looks really natural, and I really do feel like this makes my lips just look like juicy and plumped up. Like, I don't have lip filler or anything like that. I swear I would tell you if I did. I don't. I could not do those needles, I can assure you. No shame if you have it, I just couldn't do the needles. But I feel like this makes my lips look like I have lip filler or something. This is like one of those lipsticks that you can put on in the dark and walk out of that room into the light knowing that it's going to look good, because it's that kind of a formula that's almost like a balm where it's going to be really hard for you to screw it up. Like, you don't really need a lip liner with this. It really is going to look good. You can just kind of like fuss free, like throw it in your bag and just kind of like touch it up throughout the day, and it's not going to matter. It's not going to go everywhere. It's not such an intense pigment that you got to be worried about getting it all over your face. And that's for me. I really like a fuss-free lipstick. I really do. I do not want to be worried about it being over my face. It's not going to wear like for hours. You are going to need to reapply this quite regularly throughout the day. You really are going to need to reapply it. Obviously the lip liner will help extend it as well. You will need to reapply it, but it doesn't make your lips dehydrated or dry. It doesn't give you butthole lips. Like, it really does smooth the lips out. It makes them look juicy. It makes them look full. I don't know, you guys, these lipsticks are perfection to me. I love them. Like I said, I truly, truly do want every shade. I really do. These are just beautiful. And look how thin they are. Like, is that not perfect for your handbag or even just to like pop into your like pocket or something? Perfect, perfect, honestly perfect. Let me go fix my hair and we'll zoom out, and then I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts and we'll wrap this up. This is the finished look using all of the Victoria Beckham products that I own in my collection. I'm pretty sure I have one of every category. Let me know, let me know if I've missed any, but I'm pretty sure I nearly do. I hope you found this brand overview like interesting. I know I could have probably deep dived even further. It was a real fine line for me between making this video like too long. I mean, it's already going to be long, but I didn't want to make it like too long. So yeah, let me know your constructive thoughts down below. If you have any, please be nice about them. Like, don't just be rude. But I do really want to make this as informative and as fun and interesting for you guys as possible. Or let me know if you're just like, nah, this isn't it for me, I don't want to see this again. Or if you do want to see it again, let me know what brands you want to see. And that is it. I'm super curious to see if you guys have enjoyed it. Fingers crossed you have. If you're watching till this point, I know this would have been super long, so you are an absolute legend. Like, truly, thank you so much. I appreciate you beyond. You do not even realize. So thank you. If you haven't already, pretty please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps my channel out so much. And other than that, I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye.